Okay, now let's look at our sample script 5 and 6. We'll look at these scripts together because they work together. Okay, script 5 is similar to what we saw in script 4, except that there is no such thing called declaring A, B, and doing addition and displaying the message. So I took all this out, and that is what is script 5. So if you look at it, all I did was declare this option explicit and declared a constant, and all I have is functions. So primarily script 5, all it has is functions. A function to display a message based on certain syntax, and a function to add, a function to subtract, a function to multiply, and a function to divide. And that's it. And there's no call here. There's no line within the script file actually calls any of these functions. Okay, so this script, all it has is functions. So let's move on to the fifth, or sorry, I'm going to say the sixth script. And in this script, this script is a little bit complex, and I haven't talked about file system objects. That will be down the line. But I want to give a hang of this whole thing here, because you can understand how you can use the functions from a different VB script, and that's where the power of reusability is at its best. So if you understand the gist of it, I'm good with that. And if you are not able to follow how this is being done, that's fine, because when we look at file system objects video and kind of explain you how the file is being read and how files are written, you can come back to this video and review this section to understand how the file is being read and loaded. Okay, let me give you a quick scan of this script. So there is a sub function here, so it does something, and this function actually does it reads an external VBS file. So that's the role of this sub procedure, and then I'm making a call to that procedure, which is include, and then I have these lines here. I'm declaring A, B, and results, similar to what you saw in the other script. Then A has a value of 10, B has a value of 5, and then I'm saying multiply A comma B, which is 10 comma 5, and then saying display. But I do not have multiply function within the script, and I do not have display function within the script. As you can see, 39 is the last line. There is nothing below that. See, when I hit enter, it's adding line numbers. So there's nothing below 39. But we know the scripts are actually inside, the methods or the functions are in our fifth script, which is ending in _05. So here, this sub procedure which says include and followed by the name. So this sub procedure takes a string. So that string is nothing but name of the script. So what it does is it declares file system objects, and it does things in such a way that it will determine where the scripts are located, and our scripts are located in C, as you can see at the top there, C vbscripts / and that's where that file is located. All the scripts are inside the C scripts location. So it will, based on these lines, it will determine that location using file system object, and then take the name of the script that we pass, and then read this whole file. _05 is nothing but this file. That means once it reads that file, and it says execute global string file content, so file content of this file, so anything and everything in this file is being read, and it's made available to this script. That's what this does, execute global, and the file content. So once it reads that file using this sub procedure, meaning this file, so once it reads it, executes it, all these functions become available within the memory. So once this is read, so this line actually reads these functions. So once we, because we read these, now everything works just fine. So to kind of demonstrate that for you, and that's how it's working, let me do a little, change to the script. Instead of calling here, let me call it after line 35. Let me run the script. You look at here, it says that variable is undefined multiply because it does not understand what multiply is. But if I move this line above the results, because that's where the multiply function is inside this VBS script, and it will, it'll have no problem recognizing this multiply. Let me go ahead and run it. See, the result is 50. So it actually called the function multiply, and then it displayed this particular message. Now, to make it a little bit interesting, let us go back to the fifth script. We are calling the multiply. Let's add a message box here. Message box says I am inside the multiply function. Okay, I'm going to save this, or script 6, and let me run the script here. See, what happened here is, once I call this method multiply, it displayed this message, and this message is not coming from this script. Let us go back to 05. That's coming from here. I'm inside the multiply function. And this is exactly what you're seeing here. I'm inside the multiply function. Click OK. Now I see the result is 50, and the result is 50 is coming from this line where line 39 is making a call to the sub procedure display message. Okay. Now that's it about the procedures in vbscripting. Please do not hesitate to rewind and watch a couple of times because you might get it with the initial watch, and if the concepts are not clear, I would highly recommend watching this video multiple times so you get a good foundation of functions and procedures. And as a QA tester, or the QTP professional, this would be your friend. Knowing functions will be your friend, because you have to know, you have no other choice. And after this, whatever you learn in terms of working with Excel or working with file system objects or working with computer like drives, all that is just knowing how to do it. But this video is the last video in terms of explaining you the actual programming concepts within vbscripting. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for watching.